Actually, it's worse than that. I blame the other place, too.
A gold mine. We gotta go mine. We gotta go mine. We gotta go mine. Yeah, for better or worse, the ride had begun.
Exciting. We've just been hacked. Could be worse than Snowden.
Do you think you behave better or worse when you are being watched?
Or worse in graduate school?
Be yourself, but a better version. The worse they'll be.
Oh my! And Jackie is down.
I call you worse than that.
Talk about demons?
Worse. The Kardashians.
Any worse? At least we know it can't get any worse.
You sound beautiful.
Worse.
Lonnie? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You two know each other?
Mm-hmm.
Than you, all right? In a lot worse condition.
That makes me feel.
Why does this feel worse? Why does this feel worse?
Ashley O'Shea. Which was worse? Walking in the heat or...
Till Sunday, you'll understand. It's worse than sitting in a church.
Maybe we'll you something good. Oh.
Yeah, the worst. I'm so glad we didn't go.
Problem seems to be getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. The truth is, the more I've learned about this, and worse and worse. The truth is, the more I've learned about
Kids only worse and smother the pain with an unknown nation. And with the exception of Cleveland, this place has the worst security.
You'll only make this worse. This one. Please. You'll only make this worse.
Experiencing. Okay, well, that sounds worse.
I've done backflips with worse injuries than this.
We're gonna need
Come projects that become worse centers of delinquency.
Now I realize that there's some things worse than death, and one of them is sitting here.
You're not so bad. You're worse. You want me to trust you?
worse instincts. They have a great comedic energy.
It was worse than nuclear cookies.
Was cracked worse than Mama Bear's, but he liked her a real lot.
Actually, it's worse than that. I blame the other place.
You sure as cuss not getting any worse.
Really?
Knowing her condition is worsening, she commits the ultimate act.
A worse parent than my mom.
Come on, how much trouble could he get in?
If you think it can't get worse, it can, and it will.
Oh, that was awful. So awkward.
so awkward.
I freaked out.
Life and death. That makes it worse than me.
Is it because of the Tourette's?
I'm worse around people.
Better for you.
Hey, yeah, or worse.
It's better for once instead of worse.
Homework! It's only gonna get worse. Got it?
Pocket on the theory that nothing worse could happen to me.
But even if he didn't, you'd be no worse off than you are now.
Humans much worse than they treat animals.
Yeah.
It might be worse than. I mean, Insidious,
Much worse.
We get every woman in town to agree not to sleep with
Kids are worse. Way worse.
Worse than Snowden.
Facial recognition got a hit.
How much worse does it need to get?
This year, Woolworths, they got 1,100 stores.
Worse. That accepts him.
Gee, thanks, Dad. That's a very...
Suffolk today. The nightmare gets worse. 2 more bodies.
Actually, it's worse than that. You still owe $15,000.
Worst things in the world.
I'm racking my brains.
push her in front of the bus. That was an even worse rumor.
Get any worse by guessing.
I mean, I couldn't have been more wrong. It was chaos.
I feel worse.
I can't predict. I'm a
doctor.
Your life will only get worse if you don't get a grip on
Out the door.
No, worse comes to worse, he kicks me out the door. It is my job to...
Doc, that can't be worse than the nuts I got.
We were just playing.
It's not worth it. We have to do it.
Come on, boy, break it out.
Break it up!
You're done, liar! I straight up!
Even the show. Worse yet, I become a mother and have to...
You have a problem. You're worse every time I come up here.
My first tour was worse. I've waited wake up and it'd be nothing.
A lot worse.
No one outside that gate wants you here.
I've come back from worse than this.
Back, man.
I've come back from worse than this.
The only thing worse than a criminal is a hypocrite.
I don't know what's worse either.
It made you feel worse about your behavior, but I...
Worse. Boy, you don't even want to...
You're only making it worse.
You shut the hell up.
What? The what? And the what? You know, the bleeps.
A 2-hour journey to work and choose the same for your kids, only worse. And smother the pain with a...
Much worse for you. Much worse for you.
He's gonna lose a few still worse.
He's a good kid. Lane. Make matters worse, you were at the funeral.
So, May, do you think you behave better or worse when you are...
Wizard, no. To get him a heart.
And him a brain.
Worse, do you mean?
No. Well, maybe. Oh, it's Paulie. And I'm gonna make it worse.
It is. I've heard and seen worse, believe me. There's no more headaches.
Spazzini, worse than an embarrassment.
You know, you guys are worse than we ever were.
Well, that could have been worse.
It's swell to have a stiffy, it's divine to earn a dick from the tiniest little...
What? That's worse than what I was saying.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Don.
No, that's blunt. Blunt's worse than if it's sharp.
Now! There. I think there's
a lot worse.
Concept,
it's very
the concept
For worse.
To love.
To cherish. As long as we both shall live.
It's worse not knowing the truth.
Everybody wants a monster. I got any West.
Are you high?
Is there one story that you'd like?
And the problem is getting worse.
And believe me, it will be worse if we do not punish them.
And much worse.
You've come to make the boy talk.
And much worse.
You've come to make the boy talk.
You're making it worse. This is what I have to look forward to.
They were beaten or worse.
Just as the state news type get worse, Whitey Bulger was out of control.
More girls than I do. What part of the service was she in, by the way?